Hello, good morning, students. As we are done with your first chapter, that is unregulated power supply. The unregulated power supply is a rectifier as well as filters. Is it? So, output of the rectifier is applied to the filter, and even after the filter stage, we are still getting some fluctuations, and we have calculated how much that fluctuations, how much that AC components are present in the output. Is it? This is what ripple factor is. We have already calculated. Now, what we will do in this lecture, we will solve some numerical. See, from one of the textbook, I have this problem. A full wave PN diode, it's a PN junction diode rectifier, uses load resistor RL is equals to 1100 ohm, that is 1100 ohm. No filter is used. Assume each diode to have idealized characteristics with RF is equals to 10 ohm. See, RF means forward resistance of a diode, which is given 10 ohm, and RR is equals to infinite. RF is forward resistance, whereas RR is reverse resistance of a diode. So when diode is in reverse bias, it will act as open circuit. Infinite resistance is there. That's what they have specified. The cut-in voltage may be neglected. It means the knee voltage, the cut-in voltage of a diode is neglected. The sinusoidal voltage applied to each diode has an amplitude of 30 volt. That means 30 volt amplitude is applied to the diode, and frequency of 50 hertz. The frequency is equals to line frequency, that is 50 hertz. Those are the given data, and after that they told us to calculate peak DC and RMS load currents, means peak current, DC current and RMS current. Is it? Within a number A, they want three values: peak, DC and RMS load current. And then in number B, they want DC and RMS output voltage. Number C, they want DC output power. Number D, they want AC input power. Then E, rectifier efficiency. Then F, percentage regulation. Is it? It means, and finally they are saying repeat the calculation for load resistance of 800 ohm. It means whatever calculation you are doing with the load resistance of 1100 ohm, repeat the same calculations by considering load resistance of 800 ohm. This is what final stage. We can calculate by using both the load resistances, but let me tell you how many parameters we supposed to calculate. Is it? First, let us start with what is a given data. Let me write here as given data. What are the given data? Given data is load resistor. See, load resistor RL is equals to 1100 ohm. No filter is used. Assume each diode to have idealized characteristics with RF is equals to 100. It means the forward resistance of diode, which is given, which is 10 ohm. Then reverse resistance of diode is infinite. The cut-in voltage may be neglected. Sinusoidal voltage applied to each diode has amplitude of 30 volt. It means they have given peak voltage, that is VM, they have specified. Look at this, VM is 30 volt and frequency F is 50 hertz, 50 hertz. So those are given data, and after that they want us to calculate. Look at this, calculate first peak, DC and RMS. Look at this, 1 2 3. In this first A, they want 1 2 3 values. Then here it is 4 5, then here it is 6 7 8 9. See, total 9 parameters we have to calculate, is it? It means almost all parameters we are calculating in one example, and that is the reason I have selected this particular example, so that whatever analysis we had and whatever equations we have derived for full wave rectifier, I can use all those equations and derivation in this particular numerical, is it? That is what the motto, and that is the intention that is the purpose I have selected this particular example. See, what is that? It's a full wave rectifier. Let me write, it is a full wave rectifier. So as if it is a full wave rectifiers, it means two diodes are there. So whatever analysis we have done for full wave rectifier, that's what I'm going to use here. See, they have specified full wave rectifier. They didn't specify whether it is center type rectifier or bridge rectifier, is it? So that's why assume it's a full wave rectifier. Either you go for center type rectifier or bridge rectifier. Draw any circuit diagram, no problem. And it's not a design, it's just a numerical. So even they are not demanding for circuit diagram for a particular rectifier, is it? And we know that whatever analysis we have done for full wave center type rectifier, all is applicable for bridge rectifier. It means equations are same for both the rectifiers. Okay. So let us start with first one, number A. So let me write number A. So what they want in number A? They want peak. In number A, they want peak DC and RMS load current. It means it is related to load currents. I will write load currents. So first current is peak current. Look at this, I'll write peak current. Peak current means what they want? They want value of Im, is it? Now what is the equation for Im? Peak current is equals to what? We have already derived. It is Vm divided by Rs plus Rf plus RL. You remember this equation? Im is equals to Vm divided by Rs plus Rf plus RL. But in this case, this Rf is specified. Rf is given, but this Rs is not given. Look at this. Rs is not given. If something is not given, then you can clearly neglect this term. No problem at all. Because if it is not given, neglect it. What is the given? Only RL and Rf is given. And Vm is also given. So let me put those values here. Let me put Vm. What is the value of Vm? Vm is 30 volt. Is it? It is given. That is 30 volt. 30. Now divided by what is RF? RF is 10 ohm. Plus what is RL? RL is 1100 ohm. And now if I put this value and if I use calculator and calculate it, then what you will get? You will get the value. Let me use calculator here. It is 27. It is 27 milliamperes. Milliamperes means I am getting answer 27 multiplied by 10 raised to minus 3 amperes. Milli means 10 raised to minus 3. That is what first parameter I have calculated from a number A. Is it? The second parameter they want is DC current. Look at this. They want DC current. Is it? So as if they want DC current means they want IDC. Look at this. They want IDC. Now we have equation for IDC. What is equation for IDC? IDC for a full wave rectifier. Look at this. It is twice Im divided by pi. Now put the value of Im. What is the value of Im? Im to multiply by, just now we have calculated 27 milliamperes divided by pi. Now calculate it. Right? You calculate with me. Right? Take your calculator, whatever value I am writing, put it on the calculator and do it then. Is it? So I have answers. It is 27 milliampere multiplied by 2 divided by pi. I think it is 17.2 milliamperes. I'll write direct answer 17.2 milliamperes. That's what IDC is. See, within number A, they want peak DC and now RMS value also they want. So I will write third is RMS. It means already we have calculated IRMS. Is it? Now what is the equation for IRMS? For full wave rectifier, it is Im by 2 or Im by root 2? Yes, it is Im by root 2. Now IRMS is equals to, I will write it is Im divided by root 2. Put the value of Im. Im is 27 milliamperes. Divide it by root 2 and tell me what is the value. You do it. Do it by yourself. Value for this is 19.1 amperes. Sorry, milliamperes. 19.1 milliampere. This is the value with the calculator. See, now we are done with only one parameter, that is A. We are finished. Is it? This thing we are done with A. Now what is B? In number B, they want DC and RMS output voltage. It means now if I write it is B, then in B they want DC and RMS output voltage. It means they want VDC and they want VRMS. Is it not? They want VDC and VRMS. So let us calculate for VDC. Is it? What is the equation for VDC? VDC, and the equation we have derived is twice Vm by pi. Is it twice Vm by pi? But I can't use this twice Vm by pi here. Is it? Why? Because load resistor is connected now. Load resistor is there. This twice Im by pi I will write here. I will explain why I can't use this twice Im by pi. Even VDC is equals to twice Im by pi, but I can't use this twice Vm, sorry. Let me rub this twice Vm by pi. Is it? Why? Because this is voltage when there is no load current. It is VNL. It is VNL. It's not VFL, that is voltage when there is full load or voltage when there is a load. It is not that kind of thing. It is VDC, which is voltage when there is no load current at all. If there is no load current, then I can use twice Im by pi, sorry, twice Vm by pi. Now there is a load current because load resistor is connected. Load resistor is connected, it means some current is flowing through that load resistor and we want the voltage developed across that load resistor. Is it? So voltage developed across the load resistor is what is equals to VDC now. And how can I calculate this VDC? The value of load resistor multiplied by current flowing through the load resistor. Is it? So it means now in my case, is it? It's not VNL. It will be then, okay, let me use a blue pen. If something is special or important, I'll use another pen. So it is IDC multiplied by the value of load resistor. Even I'm writing RL only. I'm not writing RS plus RF plus RL. Why? Because it is a complete resistance. Here I don't want complete resistance. What I want is only the value of resistance across which output voltage is generated. So it is IDC multiplied by RL. Now what is the value of IDC? We have calculated in A. IDC, I think it is 17.2 milliampere multiplied by the value of load resistance is that much. Now if I put this and if I calculate, then what I'm getting 18.92. I'm getting 18.92 volt. Don't forget to write the unit volt. This is what VDC is it. You should not use twice Vm by pi because it is a VNL kind of thing, voltage when there is no load current. But in my case, load resistor is given, so that's why load current is flowing through the load resistor. So that's why the voltage across the load resistor is what my VDC. Right. Now VRMS. The second thing is VRMS. Okay, I'll write here VRMS. Now, what is the way to calculate VRMS then? Same way. It is IRMS multiplied by the value of load resistor. Is it? See here also I am considering only load resistor. I am not considering the complete resistance, that is RS plus RF plus RL. No, not at all. I want the voltage developed across the load resistor. Now, what is the value of IRMS? The value of IRMS, I think we have calculated. It is IRMS is 19.1 milliampere. So 19.1 milliampere. Look at this, 19.1 milliampere multiplied by the value of load resistance. Yes, 1100. Now what is the value then VRMS? The VRMS will be, I have the answer, 20.01. You calculate by your calculator, 20.01 milliampere. Okay. This is what VRMS. So now what we have done, we are finished with A and B. Now what is C? C is DC output power, and then D is AC input power. Now we need to calculate powers. So let me write, it is C now. In my case it is C, and what is that C? C is DC output power. I will write DC output power, that is PDC. See, we are using the same notation, PDC. Now what is PDC? We have the equation to calculate PDC. Now, PDC will be PDC is equals to I square RL. It means I will write IDC square multiply by value of load resistor. Now see, what is the value of IDC? We have calculated it is 17.2 something. Let me check, it is 17.2. Yes, it is 17.2 bracket square multiply by value of load resistor, it is 1100. And if I calculate it, then what I'm getting? I'm getting PDC is equals to 325. What will be the unit then? It is milliwatt. It means actually what I'm getting answer? I'm getting answer as 325 multiplied by 10 raised to minus 3 watts. Is it? As this 10 raised to minus 3 is here, I'm writing milliwatt. Is it? So confusion should not be there at all. So this is what PDC. So what is C? C is DC output power. We have calculated DC output power, PDC. See, PDC I square DC multiplied by RL, we have calculated 325. Now the next, number D. Number D is with calculation of AC input power. Look at this, AC input power. Okay. We have notation as P something else we have written. Okay, the notation is PAC. Okay, I'll write PAC. Is it? And you know the equation. The equation for PAC is, look at this, I'll write equation. PAC will be then IRMS square multiply by, now it's not RL, is it? It's not, you can write clearly RL, is it? But as it is an AC power, we have to consider all the resistor, which is approximately RL, is it? So write down PRL is equals to IRMS multiplied by RL. Now what is the value of IRMS? I need to scroll another page. IRMS, what is the value of IRMS? We have calculated. IRMS is IRMS, yes, it is IRMS 19.1. It is 19.1 square. 19, I'll write 19.1 square multiply by 1100 ohm. Now this will approximately 400 or 405 milliwatt, is it? I'm writing approximate values. If your value is something 404 point something, it is approximately 405, is it? Or your value is 405.8 or something, I'm writing approximate value. You write your exact value, whatever you have calculated with your calculator, is it? So no issue in that at all. So this is what PAC. PAC was the, it is D, I think, AC input power. Yes, it is D. Now after that, DE. What is E? E, they want us to calculate efficiency. So let me write efficiency. Efficiency, that is, what is efficiency? Efficiency is how much DC power is available across the load divided by how much AC power we have fed. It means it is PDC divided by PAC. Efficiency will be PDC divided by PAC. Now what is the value of PAC we have calculated? It is 405 milliwatt. Now what is PDC? How much PDC we have calculated? PDC is 325 milliwatt. Is it? It is 325 milliwatt. So 325 divided by 405 milliwatt, it is around 0.8. Yes, 0.8. I will write 0.8. If you want efficiency in percentage efficiency, then it will be 80%. It will be 80%. Yes, it is, efficiency is 80%. Now for this full wave rectifier, it is giving 80% efficiency. That's what I was asked to calculate. Now after E, what is the F? Under F, they want percentage regulator. I think this is the last point. Percentage. They okay, percentage regulation. It means percentage R. Yes. Now what is percentage R? Percentage R, we have equation VNL minus VFL divided by VFL multiply by 100. Oh, I forgot that I supposed to use blue pen, but it's okay as it's the last thing. Now VNL, what is VNL? VNL first we have to calculate, then we have to calculate VFL, then we have to go for calculation of percent regulation. But this VFL, I think it is already we have calculated. VFL, in my case it is VDC. Was it? And what is this VNL? I told you that VNL is twice VM divided by pi. So calculate VNL by twice VM by pi and calculate VFL, which is equals to VDC, already calculated. Put the values. Let's calculate VNL then. VNL, which is equals to twice VM divided by pi. So VM is 30, I think. 2 multiply by 30. Let me check whether it is exact 30. Yes, it is given 30 volt divided by the value of pi that you need to put. Use your calculator. What I'm getting? I'm getting 19.1 volt. This is what my VNL is. It. Now, what is VFL? VFL, that is when there is some load current. Now for us, VFL means voltage when there is full load current. Is it? So full load current means whatever load current is available. Is it? As load resistor is connected, load current is flowing through the load resistor. So that is what my VFL. So VFL is nothing but your VDC, and check out what is the value of VDC. It is 18.92 volt. Now put the value in above equation, then percentage regulation is equals to VNL means 19.1 minus 18.92 divided by 18.92 and multiply by 100. So if you calculate this, then what I'm getting? Yes, do it. 19.1 minus 18.92. Is it? I have the answer. It is 0.95%. Look at this. The percent regulation is just 0.95%. 0.95%. The regulation is very small. The regulation factor is very small. As I told you that ripple and regulation, is it, those figures should be very small. Should be very small. As the ripple regulation is very small, it means the performance of your rectifier is good. That is the thing. And the regulation is depend on the value of filter, or if you are using capacitor filter, the value of capacitor affects on the regulation. Is it? If you increase the value of capacitor, you will get decrement in the value of a regulation factor. You decrease the value of capacitor, you will get regulation factor increased. Is it? So it depends on the filter, and regulation and ripple should be as small as possible. That's what. So now check out the problem. Actually, the problem, where's the cursor? It is so percentage regulation. That's what it is. We have calculated 0.95, and now repeat the calculation for load resistance of 800 ohm. It means now I'm giving this task to you. Repeat all those calculations by keeping RL is equals to 800 only. It means we have to do the same thing, same calculations again. Only the thing is, instead of using RL is equals to 1100, now we have to use it as 800 ohm. That's what. Just replace the value of load resistance and do rest of the things as it is. That's what actually they want. Is it? So see, in the single numerical, we have calculated almost all the parameters. Is it? We have understood that what is percentage regulation, how to calculate rectifier efficiency. Is it? How to calculate all those parameters that we have derived already. We have understood. If diode resistance is given, we have to use it. If RS, that is the secondary winding resistance, is not given, then don't use it. Don't even try to assume it at all. Is it? So this is about the full wave rectifier with those parameters. Is it? Now we will see another example with a bridge rectifier. Is it? Let me check whether it is there. Yes, it is there. Now look at this. Here a bridge rectifier. Yes, it is a bridge rectifier. Now let us start with this. A bridge rectifier uses a load resistance RL is equals to 2 kilo ohm. Now side by side, you solve this with me. Is it? We will read the sentence and we will write what are the given things. So let me write given data. What is given data? The bridge rectifier uses load resistor RL is equals to 2K. So given data, RL is equals to 2 kilo ohm. each diode has ideal characteristics with slope resistance RF is 10 ohm. See here also RF is 10 ohm, and then RR, there is reverse resistance they have given as infinite. Cut-in voltage may be assumed to be 0. Yes, no issue. Then input sinusoidal voltage Vi in each half cycle has amplitude of 20 volt. It means Vm is specified. Vm is 20 volt. Read the sentences carefully. Input sinusoidal voltage, it means the voltage available at the secondary of the transformer, is it? That is Vi. In each half cycle, every half cycle, is it? Obviously they are same, has amplitude of 20 volt. That's why I'm writing Vm is equals to 20 volt. And frequency is 50 hertz. Okay, let me write that frequency also. F is equals to 50 hertz. No filter is used. It means I'm in rectifier without filter. Again we have to calculate so many parameters. See, then calculate peak value. Look at this. Oh, again we have to calculate the same thing. Peak, DC and RMS values of load current, then DC output voltage and DC output power, VDC and V power, that is DC power we have to calculate, then AC power, and then finally efficiency we have to calculate. Let us start with that. So first, number A is what is A? Peak, DC and RMS. I will write peak, DC and RMS current. No? Yes, it is RMS load current. That's what we have to calculate first. So let us start with peak current first. Peak current means what? Im. How to calculate Im? Take a reference of previous example. Im will be, it is Vm divided by, yes, that is the only alternative we have, Vm divided by all the resistances, is it not? All the resistances. So let me write, it is Im, the cursor is visible? Yes, it is visible. It is Vm divided by again RL plus, now you tell me, Vm divided by RL plus, okay, I will follow the traditional method that we have, RS plus, now what it must be? It must be RL plus RS plus RF. It is RF if I am using center tap rectifier. It is RF if I am using half wave rectifier. But now it is a bridge rectifier. In bridge rectifier, two diode will come in picture at once, and remaining two diode will come in picture in next half cycle. It means during positive half cycle, two diodes were conducting. During negative half cycle, two diodes are conducting. Is it? It means in one cycle, two diodes came in picture. So it should not be only RF, it must be twice of RF. See what I'm writing, it is twice of RF. And the same thing, RS is not given. If RS is not given, neglect it, assume it as 0, and then calculate the rest of the things. Is it? Intentionally I am using bridge rectifier in this particular example because I just want to tell you that instead of RF, I have to use twice RF. That's what it is in the first case. Now put the values. Vm is equals to 20 divided by 2000. 2k means 2000 plus 2 multiplied by 10, that is 20. Is it? If I put all those values, then what I will get? I will get the value as 9.9 milliampere. Where is cursor? Yes, it is 9.9 milliamperes. It means I am getting 9.9 multiplied by 10 raised to minus 3 amperes on the screen of my calculator. is it? So 10 raised to minus 3 means milli, I am writing 9.9 milliampere. So this is what I am. Now next job is to calculate DC and RMS values. Okay, let us calculate IDC. Now we have to calculate IDC. What is the value of IDC? Yes, it is twice IM divided by pi. Is it? Twice IM divided by pi. Means it is 2 multiplied by, what is IM? It is 9.9 milliamperes. 9.9 milliamperes divided by pi, and if I calculate it, it will be 6.3 milliamperes. You don't wait for my answer, you take your calculator, calculate by your own. You will get 6.312 milliamperes, maybe 6.29 milliamperes. I am writing approximate 6.3 milliamperes, is it? So whatever I am writing is an approximate value. You write your own correct value, whatever you have calculated with the help of your calculator. Right? This is IDC. I think we are done. Yo, not yet. We have to calculate IRMS also. Now, what is IRMS? It is IM divided by root 2. Is it? Now, in previous example, how we have calculated this IM, IDC and IRMS? Yes, with the same way. Is it? So, IM is 9.9 milliamperes. 9.9 milliamperes divided by root 2. Okay, if I calculate this, then I am getting, okay, you write your own answer. I am writing approximately 7 milliamperes. Okay, maybe on your calculator you are getting 6.9 milliamperes, 6.98 milliamperes, 6.91 milliamperes, whatever your answer is, right there. IRMS is equals to 7 milliamperes. So this is part A we are done with. Now what is part B? Let me check what is part B. Part B is DC output voltage and DC output power. Okay, DC output voltage, that is VDC, and DC output power, so it means PDC, I think. That's what they want. First let us calculate what is VDC. Look at this, VDC is equals to, isn't it so simple? It is IDC multiplied by the value of load resistor, that is RL. Now what is IDC? It is 6.3 milliamperes. Let me check. The value is 6.3 milliamperes for IDC. We have calculated 6.3 milliamperes. Then 6.3 milliamperes multiplied by the value of load resistor. The value of load resistor is 2K, na? Means 2000 ohm. Yes, multiply it. What I am getting? 12.6 volt. See, I am writing 12.6 volt. Is it? If I use calculator at actual, and if I show you what I am doing on the calculator, it will take a lot of time. Is it? So I am using calculator here myself. I am calculating approximate value. Even if I am getting 12 point something, I am writing 12.6. 12.59, I am writing 12.6 as a round figure value. So VDC we have calculated. So PDC is still pending. PDC. Now how to calculate the PDC? IDC square multiply by the value of RL. Now IDC is 6.3 milliamperes square, multiply by, I will write cross here, 2000. Now do it. It is 6.3 milliampere square, IDC square, milli means 10 raised to minus 3, 79.4 milliwatt. I am writing 79.4 milliwatt. So 79.4 into 10 raised to minus 3 milliwatt, minus 3 watt. So I'm writing milliwatt. So this is B thing we are done with. Now what is C? See, they want us AC input power. AC input power means PAC they want, and we know the equation how to calculate PAC. Look at this. Let me change the pen. It is PAC is obviously now it is IRMS square. Look at this, IRMS square multiply by RL plus twice of RF. Now see, it's not only RF, it is twice of RF. Now calculate this. The value of RL is 2000, RF is 10 multiplied by 2, that is 20, and I square, that is IRMS square. IRMS value is 7 milliamperes. IRMS is 7 milliamperes. So 7 milliamperes square. So we have to calculate in the unit of watt. So it will be 98.98 milliwatt. Just check your answer. Cross check the answer. 98.98 milliwatt. This is what ABC. Alright, this is what ABC we have calculated. Now what is D? Let me check. Here what is ABC we have calculated. D is okay, that D is the last point, that is rectifier efficiency. Rectifier efficiency. So it means now let us calculate D as efficiency. If you want to, we can calculate percentage efficiency. But what is efficiency? Efficiency, we know the equation. Efficiency is DC power, that is PDC divided by PAC. What is PDC we have calculated? PDC we have calculated 79 point. We forgot what we have calculated. 79.4. 79.4. Look at here. This time I'm talking about 79.4 is the value for PDC. It is in milliwatt. Yes, it is in milliwatt. Obviously, milli and milli will get cancelled. And PAC 98.98 milliwatt. Then I'm getting the answer. If you want percent efficiency, then whatever you have calculated multiplied by 100, is it? So multiply by 100. So what is the efficiency that I am getting? It is 79.4 divided by 98.98 will be multiplied by 100, 80.6. So I am writing 80.6. Okay, it is in percent. This is what is it. The important thing that I want to tell you is this. Here IRMS square multiplied by RL plus twice of RF. That is very much important. Is it? AC input power. While look at this, in previous example, while calculating AC power, is it? Let me tell you where we have calculated AC input power. Here, if you add this, is it? If you add this IRMS square multiplied by RL plus RF, then also it was okay. Is it? If you want to, don't approximate, do it as data given, no problem at all. But look at this. Here, it must be twice of RF instead of only RF. Are we done with everything? Let me check. It is rectifier. Yes, rectifier efficiency was the last point, and efficiency we have calculated as an 80%. Is it? So this is a rectifier without filters. Is it? Those are rectifiers without filters. We have taken only two examples. One is based on center type rectifier, another is based on bridge rectifier. Is it? So if you are able to solve this, then obviously we'll be able to solve the problem related to half wave rectifiers. So we are going to conclude here the rectifier section. Now in the next lecture we will start with a design of rectifier and filter circuitry. Is it? There will be design of rectifier as well as filters. So in next lecture we'll meet with rectifier and filter circuit designing. Okay, thanks a lot then.